Hi, everybody. I'm Tucker O'Hare, and this is my analysis of Module 9 case study regarding digital literacy curriculum. And we'll start with a summary of the case study. This is Triscuit Middle School, and in this case study, we're putting ourselves in the place of Kim. She's an assistant principal. The school is about 80% African American, 17% white, and 3% other. Staff is majority Caucasian, so not a representation of the student population. Kim's kind of a tech geek. She's a go-to tech person and is attempting to develop some technology-rich curriculum to promote digital literacy, and believes that this is best for the students and parents at Triscuit Middle School. A little more information on Kim. She has a tendency to try to do things on her own, has a lot of knowledge in tech and digital literacy. She's Google certified, and is an ISTE certified teacher. Past, present, and future events. Various initiatives in professional development have been rolled out, and teachers continue to use the same strategies, mostly just lecture for presentation material and then paper and pencil tests. They do norm reference tests, and Kim fears that they're going to continue to use these methods regardless of how much she continues to push this issue. And that's going to limit the data literacy curriculum success. Kim plans to create new assessments and investigate and demonstrate technology integration. Outside resources, non-academic resources are rarely used currently. Kim's trying to promote more of that. And then TMS is below expectation on annual state assessment tests. They do very poorly on short answer, extended response essays. A high percentage of students get a 0 on those. A lot of them are just not even answering the questions. Kim has already moved from a 7-period day to a 4-block day, so 84-minute blocks, trying to put an emphasis on technology-rich curriculum and giving time for that curriculum and assessment, trying to add more non-academic curriculum activities and resources. And then this is the second year of school improvement, so there are other interventions that are already in place. Some of the problems that we're dealing with is that curriculum is currently built on a deficit model, just to repair weaknesses as opposed to trying to promote strengths of students. And curriculum delivery has proven ineffective, needs revision. Need to shift the focus of instruction on how students learn as opposed to their weaknesses. Kim's solution is to shift the focus of instruction to how students learn, changing the curriculum, how it's taught, trying to integrate more digital literacy. Staff perceptions. Administrators see the need for a shift in curriculum delivery. Some of the teachers feel the same way. Kim has brought together a data committee. Seems like some of the teachers are on board with this. Most teachers are resistant to the change. Standard 4 evidence for the case study. What did Kim use to help her make a data-informed decision? So Kim used state assessment, achievement test scores. She used school demographic data, parent involvement data, and some of the data that was ignored would be like staff disposition to digital literacy. Did Kim use formal and informal cultural responsive and accessible assessments? Yes, Kim's plan to change how the curriculum is taught and the integration of digital literacy to increase the use of technology-rich academic and non-academic resources and activities is moving in a more culturally responsive and accessible direction. Created assessments designed to show student and staff growth. Did Kim evaluate, develop, and implement coherent systems of curriculum instruction, data systems, support, and assessments? Yes, Kim's using the current data systems to track data. She's using it to using old data to support decision making, and she's seeking appropriate supports, and she's creating a literacy curriculum, data literacy curriculum that she believes is going to be better for students and help support their weaknesses and show their strengths. Did Kim promote the current and future success and well-being of each student and adult? If so, how? Yes, so Kim helped staff become comfortable with tech integration. She set up professional development in order to do that. The committee to analyze data was brought together so that she could involve teachers and staff in the decision-making process while analyzing the data, and then she's promoting data-informed curriculum improvements. Legal or ethical issues. Was anyone from the case study harmed by any action or decision? No. Nobody was harmed by this action or decision. There are some staff that are reluctant to change, but that is to be expected. Did actions taken in the case study contravene any existing laws? No, they did not. Was there a breach of contract revealed in the case study? There was not a breach of contract revealed. Were any of the actions revealed in the case study discriminatory or constituted harassment? No, they were not. Synthesis in a sentence, Section 3. So, Triscuit Middle School administration is dealing with resistance from staff while facilitating curriculum delivery changes that incorporate digital literacy and better serve the student population. Missing facts and data, Section 4. So some of the missing facts and data would be like parent and staff data to try to incorporate buy-in. I think Kim could have maybe surveyed a little more at the beginning to anticipate some of the staff reluctancy and been a little bit more motivated to encourage that staff buy-in. And then there wasn't any mention really of Kim reaching out to parents or the community to see their feeling on it or try to involve them in the process early on. And then some of the resources at the school, it doesn't really talk about like one-to-one resources, what they use technology-wise. So we're a little bit in the dark on what technology they're using. And then the non-academic curriculum is not specifically talked about, so we don't know where Kim is getting the non-academic curriculum from or accessing it from. Review, Section 5. So to clarify some of the problems, I think staff buy-in is probably number one. If Kim doesn't get staff buy-in, then the initiatives that she's promoting are not going to be successful. And then marketing change, so not just staff buy-in, but marketing that change that she's promoting to digital literacy and more non-academic curriculum, and promoting a curriculum that reveals student strengths. She needs to promote this well, not just, again, to staff, but also to the community. And then low test scores. If the test scores don't raise, then she probably has a couple years to show that data, and if it's not shown, then she's going to have to change initiatives. So, plan, Section 6. In this situation, Kim needs to use her prior experience and knowledge to promote the current and future success and well-being of each student and adult by providing increased autonomy over the next 2 years through restructured delivery of the curriculum focused on digital literacy and student success. Kim needs to continue evaluating data and making data-informed decisions to develop and implement high-quality technology-rich curricular programs and other supports for academic and non-academic student programs over the next 2 years by using knowledge and skill development from her experiences. Kim needs to also evaluate, develop, and implement high-quality and equitable academic and non-academic instructional practices, resources, technologies, and services that support equity, digital literacy, and the school's academic and non-academic systems by creating that data literacy curriculum that she is qualified to create, and she needs to implement that over the coming year. She needs to make sure that she's providing the support needed for her staff to be prepared to do that. And then also evaluate, develop, and implement formal and informal cultural, responsive, and accessible assessments that support data-informed instructional improvements and student learned and well-being by using the data system to collect data and collaborate with the community via meetings during the current school year. So she just needs to organize that, make sure that she's meeting with community members about the data, presenting the data, and involving them in the decision-making process if possible. And collaboratively evaluate, develop, and implement the school's curriculum, instruction, technology, data systems, and assessment practices in a coherent, equitable, and systematic manner by implementing curriculum delivery changes this year and reevaluating data following each semester. So I think Kim's done a good job so far of looking at data, using data to make her decisions. She needs to keep doing that at least every semester. Evaluation of plan, section 7. So some of the pros, obviously, I think the biggest pro for Kim now is that this is what's best for students. So she needs to use that to her advantage to gain buy-in from teachers. Also, she's done a great job of being data-driven up to this point, so she needs to continue that. And some of the cons would be the staff hesitancy and the test scores. If she does not raise test scores during this implementation, then she's probably not going to be able to continue for very long. More evaluation of the plan. So the curriculum, competency coverage is going to be mostly unchanged. She's just changing the delivery of the curriculum. So the instruction is going to become more focused on digital literacy. And then data systems, continue using the data collection and use that continuously. So analyzing that at least every semester, maybe more often than that. And then supports, community supports, she needs to reach out to the community to try to get more support from them. I think gets more support from the community, she's going to have more buy-in from the staff, or at least more leverage. Then creating assessments that promote more student autonomy and give them the ability to draw from their own background through cultural responsiveness. And reflection for section 8. Again, I'm going to go back to the pros and cons for the reflection here. So I think that's one of the big things for Kim. Again, she's got to get that staff support. That's her problem number one. To get that staff support, she needs to really lean on the pros, which would be the fact that this is best for students, it's data-driven, and she needs to continue offering support to the staff to try and earn that buy-in. And then cons are, again, the staff being reluctant, so that kind of weighs into the pros, and focusing on the test scores, making sure that she's doing everything she can to raise those. And then reflection, implementation, section 9. So I think the path here has to be making a compelling case, making sure that when you present that to staff, that you are persuading them to get the largest percentage of buy-in possible. And then discuss supports with the staff, what you're willing to do, how you're going to work with them if things don't go well, what you'll provide for them, and then give them options. So give them a little bit of autonomy in the decision making. Don't give them full autonomy, but give them some options to choose from. Don't just, give one option, multiple options, give them some choice there. And then clarify expectations. If things aren't followed through with, what are the consequences going to be? And then, again, just end with that compelling case that you're hoping will get you the buy-in that you need. If teachers don't accept the change, you've got to intervene, offer to provide that support, and then I think if you have to, you create a teacher improvement plan and go from there. If teachers aren't going to buy in on their own, then you need to come in and offer them more support. And then identify who needs to know. I think all stakeholders need to know. So again, you're trying to reach out to the community. You have the support of your own administrators or your fellow administrators, and then getting the support of the staff and including students in this as well. And there's a chance that you would need to go this direction, but if there's a teacher that's just unwilling, not accepting the support, then you might need to enlist the help of the head principal, depending on the situation, and hopefully that can resolve it if the head principal steps in and offers that support from in-class support as well on a teacher improvement plan. And you have to consider the fact that this plan might not work, and if that happens, what are you going to do? I think you continue to encourage digital literacy and continue to focus on that, but also focus on culturally responsive essay opportunities in all classes. So pushing for that in every class, since students are struggling with those short answer, open-ended questions. Implementation reflection, section 10. So this case study required all aspects of PL04 to be addressed in a realistic scenario. This case study puts the candidate in a situation that requires direct attention to curriculum, support, data systems, and assessments. School leaders must be able to navigate this type of situation. And this case study provides me with the experience of developing a plan to handle a tough situation that will be a regular occurrence as an administrator.